This cabinet down here is massive. It houses all of my plumbing fittings and zones and valves and the hot water heater. Well, let me show you. Woo! Okay. All right. Well, I did it again. I'm in another cabinet. I hope I can get out of this one a little easier than the last time. This is the business end of the water heater. As you can see, we've got our hot and cold lines coming off it. You got those black rubber tubes. That's my closed loop glycol system, right? You've all heard about that closed loop glycol system. So I won't have to bore you with those details now. But the glycol gets pumped up to a heat exchanger up front, and it steals the heat, brings it back to the heat exchanger that's inboard of this water heater. Free hot water. But you could also make hot water with 120 volts from your inverter or from shore power. So Sam had the van out. He was out and about. He decided to test the 120 volt side of the water heater. He turned on the breaker. Nothing. Ninguno. Nada. Hello, George. I said, you're coming back. So he gets back here and I get in this cabinet. I shrink myself down and I jump in the cabinet and I take the 4 screws off that gray plastic cover, and there's a resettable breaker right in there. I pushed it in, put the cap back on. Lo and behold, we have hot water being made with 120 volts off the inverter or shore power. The whole effort took me 5 minutes. The point I'm making is I'm building to make the ease of repairs palatable when they occur. They're going to occur. It's not like it's if they ever. This is a van. Again, earthquake on the inside, hurricane on the outside. Stuff's gonna break. When it does break, it's easier to fix it, less labor. I needed to show you my plumbing cabinet, all right? It's not a new idea for me. I've done it in past vans, but I'm gonna explain it. I really love this whole concept. All of my plumbing is broken down into zones, as you can see. I've got these valves, okay? I can isolate any leg of my plumbing line. The galley, hot and cold, the shower, hot and cold, the warm water wash down, hot and cold, all able to be isolated. So if you're out, you're on your precious vacation, or you're living full-time, and you turn on something and there's a leak or a fail of some sort, turn off that zone and continue on your vacation. And you can fix it when you get to it, but you're not completely crippled in terms of your plumbing system. Each of these valves isolates a leg of the system. So these are all my cold water lines. They're all blue, as you can see. And right here in the corner, I've got my little mixing valve. You can barely see it, but that's where you set the temperature for the warm water wash down outside. So here on the patio side, or the passenger side of the van, I got a 120 volt outlet. This is a clip for the awning arm to fasten to your van. And this is the house hydrant. Now in this case, this one is used for a warm water wash down. So you put this thing in, and this is where your water comes out. It has an on-off valve, so you connect a hose, a shower head, whatever you want. I have this water connected to a temperature valve inside. So I'm mixing, it's a mixing valve. I got the hot and the cold coming to a mixing valve, and now Sam can set that to a temperature that he likes. Now he's got set it and forget it, warm water wash down. You can take a shower out here, you can rinse the dog, wash your bikes, whatever you want to do. And then when you're done, you just take it right out, close it up. And all of my hot water, you can get access from under the shelf. The hot water shutoff valves are under there. They're under this shelf here. All right, I'll show you. Ooh. Okay, here's the hot water shutoffs. This drawer is primarily specified for Sam's cooktop. That's an induction cooktop, And he wants to keep it in the drawer when it's not in use. And that way he's got this nice large counter space area for crafts or whatever it is he wants to do. It looks a lot cleaner. Some people want their induction cooktop inset into the counter. If so, I would recommend, as I did for the Vagabonds, is that you recess it in the counter, but don't fasten it in any way. Vagabonds have a recessed cooker, but they can lift it and take it outside if they want. So that's what we do for Sam. He's got his outlet for this induction cooktop is right here. It's a dedicated 120 volt outlet. Same thing with the microwave. Can you see this microwave? That is a drawer style microwave from Sharp. Now we're in the living quarters. That's the garage. This area, this wall is called the bulkhead. I call it the bulkhead. It separates the garage area from the living area. And the microwave is busting right through that bulkhead. So this will be solid, probably walnut, solid walnut wall. Microwave busts through. Bed's up there. I-beam. This is my water heater. Now, as you can see, this water heater is protruding beyond the wall or the bulkhead. So it's going to be sticking into my kitchen or my galley cabinet. See this tape? This is my galley. My galley module, 36 inches high, 18 inches off the wall, goes all the way down into the sliding doorway. You'll see that later. It's like the Vagabonds. This is sticking into that first cubby or compartment of the galley towards the rear here. And the reason for that is I cannot flush my galley drawers right up to the bulkhead wall because when I open them, I'll hit the microwave, which is sticking into the hall ever so slightly, but it's still there. So I need to space my first set of drawers so when you open them, they clear this microwave. Okay, now that space, I'm taking advantage of it in the galley module. Rather than have dead space, I brought my water heater into that area because this first closet in the galley back here is going to be my water closet. It'll have my water pump. It'll have all my zone valves. It'll have some filtration. All the water and plumbing originates right here. So it's going to be very easy to access, inspect, repair, fix, replace. You know the song. My Glycol, which heats the hot water while you're driving. I got to send my hoses up front to pick up some heat with my Glycol system. Those Glycol lines come right off of these and go right down. My water pump will be here to pump the Glycol up front. That hosing goes right down through these channel holes in the ProMaster. This is one of the big advantages. Can you see those? See these little black, these holes, they come with these covers on them. They're originally put there. They're designed to take away the water, any condensation that would weep and drip. These are like the storm drain canals in Los Angeles. All the water goes down on each side and exits the van through pre-drilled holes. So they make a great chaseway for hosing, wires. Be careful what you put in here. Be aware what it is. You have sharp edges. You're going to have water in the bottom of this thing. There's wax all down there. It shouldn't collect too much because there's drain and weep holes all the way down the line. But I take advantage of it because I can send my 3/4 inch heater hose right down through here, right down through an existing hole, up to the front of the van, pick up the heat, bring it back, up through here again, and right into there. Now, there was one little trick I pulled here that I really am excited about. This water heater protrudes into where the water tank area goes. Now, you would say, why don't I just extend my support frame over under that foot of the water heater? I don't have the room to do that. There's no room for anything. You can't even store your title of the van in that space. It's too tight for that piece of paper. So it hangs over the water tank. Not much, 1 inch, but I had to hang it and support it out beyond my bracket here. So rather than just put a support bracket and be done with it, I devised a system where when this water heater fails and you need to replace it for whatever reason, you loosen 4 screws, and slide this baby right back on its sled tracks, remove it, put the new one in place, slide it back, tighten the 4 screws down. Easy peasy. So now you could take your hot pot right out, put it on the counter. It's safer and easier than taking it out of a microwave that's over your head and you risk scalding yourself with that hot pasta. If you cook pasta in a microwave, my grandmother would be rolling in her grave if she ever heard that. So the bed has a unique feature. It's a power bed. And what we did is we put it on its own little baby inverter. I press and hold that button, the little baby inverter kicks on, and that's just to power this bed. Look at this. Oh, this is nice, right? So now, you pull the cinema screen down right here, put your projector on this shelf, it's movie night. Now let's say that it's a long movie. Maybe you're watching the Godfather trilogy and you need to get a little more comfortable. Press this other button on the remote and your feet come up. Oh my God, could this be any more comfortable? It's movie night. How cool is this? Comfortable. It's a double bed. You're able to sleep east-west in a ProMaster. Very comfortable. Then you can bring it all down at once. You can bring just your feet down, bring your back up again, every which way. Under the refrigerator is a massive cavity. We've put laundry drawers under here, but in this case, we left this wide open. Sam can store his shoes under here, his buckets of seashells, and whatever it is he wants to put under there. It's a big open area. This is his step to get into bed, in and out of bed. This is a 250-pound purse slide with a lock. And what we did is we tested this. Sam decided that he's probably going to backwards get into the bed. And when he gets out of the bed, 1 foot there, 1 foot there, and he's down. So it's rock solid, and you would leave it on at night, leave the night light on with the step out all night. With all the other lights out, the night light's going to be just enough to get him to the bathroom and back, and then it stows away. I have not yet received my covers from 80/20, so it looks a little ugly right now, but it won't look ugly when Sam's out in the wild.